Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Day in History, aka TDH. I'm A.O. Xander.
Golden Moon.
And here are you. Thank you for coming in and joining us. Today is, of course, what is today? Thursday, aka Thursday, May 14th, 2026. Adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. Anyway, this show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a, where did it go? There it is, okay. We have a 32-page document to go through today, so, not as bad as yesterday. Anyway, on with the show. Starting us off in 649, Theodore I's reign as Catholic Pope ended with his death. That usually causes it.
That's the first one?
Yeah, it's the first article, between two sources at least. So I guess today's a Pope Day.
Yeah.
We have quite a few of those throughout the year. 1264, Battle of Lewes, Second Barons' War. Simon de Montfort the Younger, Earl of Leicester, defeated English King Henry III, which, that sounds like, okay, whatever. But according to a secondary source here, Henry III of England was captured and forced to sign the Mise of Lewes, making Simon de Montfort the effective ruler of England. Okay, so that's a lot more than just being defeated.
Yeah.
He was dethroned. So, 1465, during the 1465 Moroccan Revolution, which overthrew the Marinid dynasty, the Jewish Mullah was attacked by the population of Fez, though the extent of the massacre is debated. 1483, coronation of Charles the VII of France, Charles the Affable. What does affable mean? That's that's the only reason why that article's even in here, because I've never heard that word, affable.
Yeah.
Oh, friendly, good-natured, or easy to talk to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know exactly what words to give you to make that work, but that's it.
Oh, okay. So you did know.
I did know. I know how to use it. I couldn't translate it for you.
Define it.
Define it.
Yeah.
There we go.
1509, Battle of Agnadello. French forces under Louis XII defeated Venetians in northern Italy. They defeated the Republic of Venice. Yeah, this was before Italy was reunified, because we all know Venice is in Italy, but at one point...
Oh, in California, too.
Well, named after the one in Italy. Like, there's a Ontario in California as well.
Not true.
But that's not the first one people think of.
Maybe not.
Yeah. 1607, English colonists established the first permanent English settlement in America at Jamestown. Unknown to them, they have landed amidst the worst drought in 800 years. Wow.
Oh,
what
man.
a time to land, huh? We spoke about that yesterday, though, about Jamestown.
Yes, we did.
Now, the other source says English colonists established James Forts, right here, which would become Jamestown, Virginia, the earliest permanent.
Sense.
Yeah,
That
so this
makes
is what it looked like originally, right here. Actually, let me bigger this. It's just a fort.
Yeah.
So, look, and there are troop movements along the side. So that's pretty cool looking.
That's troops over there?
Yeah. 608 as well, the Protestant Union was founded in Allenhausen. Okay, that sounds like a nothing article, but other source says the Protestant Union, a coalition of Protestant German states, was founded to defend the rights, land, and safety of each member against the Catholic Church and Catholic German states. So it was surviving against the Catholics. That's a lot more substantial.
Yeah.
1610, Henry IV of France was assassinated by fanatical Catholic zealot, here we go, another Catholic, Francois Ravenelic, who stabbed him to death in the streets of Paris. Then Louis XIII ascended the throne.
So he didn't survive the Catholics.
No, he did not. Yikes. 1643, Louis XIV became King of France at the age of 4, and I think he's the one who was the longest reigning monarch in all of history. So... 1664, Turkish Grand Vizier Koprulu Fazil Ahmed attacked 120,000 Dono soldiers. That's a lot of soldiers.
Yeah.
1702, England and Netherlands declared war on France and Spain. Okay, Europe being Europe. 1747, the first battle of Cape Finisterre, British fleet under Admiral George Anson defeated a French 30-ship convoy commanded by Admiral de la Jonquière off Cape Finisterre in northwest Spain. 30-ship convoy. That's a lot of ships there. 1767, British government disbanded the American import duty on tea. So a little too late for that, though.
Yeah.
1787, delegates gathered in Philadelphia to draw up the Constitution of the United States. So, when was the revolution over anyway? American Revolution. 1783. Okay, so now we know 1765 to 1783. Okay, so this is 4 years after the end. So they're making a constitution and everything.
Still working on it. It took them about 10 years, right?
Yeah, about 10 years. I was going to bring that up. There was about a decade of time between the end of the revolution and the actual formation of the United States of America. Because you brought this up to my knowledge firsthand, and I've since studied and engrossed upon it and everything. But like they almost went back to individual colonies.
Yeah, they really did, and it was a tight, decision. A lot of them wanted to go back to their independent colonies.
Mm-hmm. And this actually was kind of touched upon in the movie The Patriot with the line, and I think this was actually said, like, while, like in real life, while they were having one of their meetings and everything. Why should I change one tyrant 3,000 miles away for 3,000 tyrants 1 mile away? Talking about a group of representatives and everything.
Yeah. Instead of being independently free.
Yeah, like there was a very big concern, and justly so. Yeah. Look around you at the world now of federal government overreach and oppression, turning into fascism essentially, like.
And yet it did also serve the purpose of protection. Protected the states well over time. They may have been conquered if they went back to individual.
That too. Yeah.
So it did that part. That was the big selling part. There was
the War of 1812 in which Britain tried to do an invasion on the U.S. They did burn down the capital.
But it wasn't successful.
But it lasted a couple of years. If we weren't the United States, it might have been successful.
They could have picked them off one at a time.
Yeah, and then during the Civil War, we spoke about this during yesterday's show. They proclaimed the British took a stance of neutrality, but assisted the Confederates.
Yeah.
Because if we can weaken ourselves, then they can just come in and mop it up. So they wanted to sink their teeth into us for well over a couple hundred years.
Well, it was very lucrative for them.
Yeah. Well, maybe if they actually treated us, the way they should have, then things would have been different. So. 1796, English country doctor Edward Jenner administered his revolutionary cowpox-based vaccine for smallpox in Berkeley, Gloucestershire. Wow, so the first smallpox inoculation.
That goes way back.
Oh, yeah. 1800, the 6th U.S. Congress recessed, and the process of moving the federal government of the United States of America, by the way. A lot of people call this country America. Mm-hmm. America is two continents named after America of its future, containing 35 countries. United States of America. We're not America of America, Right. So, they moved it from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C., beginning the following day. The capital.
Oh, okay.
So, because we spoke about, I think that the capital was in Philadelphia, then it moved to New York, and then back to Philadelphia, and then D.C.
Right.
And they specifically did D.C. not in any states, that way the North and the South, because they were already having problems. Like pretty much since the start, the whole North and South and the whole thing about slavery and everything was an issue. And for 65 some odd years, from the 1800s until 1860, the outbreak of the Civil War, there was a war raging during that whole time in Congress and everything, House of Representatives. The South did something, they made a territory or they made a state, and then they got another seat in the House. Then the North had to do that to balance things out and then get a one up on their own, So that's why there's a lot of states created during that time.
Something I've never thought about is the location of it. Mm-hmm. It's pretty well smack dab in the middle.
Well, you told me about that too.
Yeah.
When I was really young.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm rethinking and don't remember. But it wouldn't have worked up in Boston area.
No.
That would have been irate the South and the Central. Anyways, that's something to think about.
Yeah. 1804, William Clark and 42 men departed from Cape Dubois to join Meriwether Lewis at St. Charles in Missouri, marking the beginning of the Lewis and Clark expedition's historic journey on the Missouri River.
To chart up to the west.
Yes. And that whole thing was it was more of a military thing. They are looking at land to conquer, where they need to put forts, strategy, topography, hills.
So it's way more than just mapping out.
That is the surface level to get the public approval, on board. But truly, the main focus, the backbone of the entire thing, nothing to do with what we know. It's all about scouting areas to start, claiming the land. Because we had just bought the Louisiana Purchase, so now we're looking at what we just bought.
Yeah.
To see, okay, where do we need things? Where can we put settlements? All that stuff.
So what you're saying is, one thing sells it, and the actual thing finances it.
Exactly. Yes. 1811, Paraguay gained independence from Spain. This is their national day. So Pedro Juan Caballero, Gulencio Diagnos, and Jose Gaspar Rodriguez de Franca started actions to depose the Spanish governor. So I guess they won their independence. That's weird. The way those two... This says gains independence, like they were granted it, and this sounds like they had a revolution.
Well, gains doesn't sound... No, gains their independence doesn't sound like it was granted. It could be granted, but
True.
It also could be fought for to get it.
True. It is
ambiguous.
Ambiguous. Although it's not as aggressive. So maybe
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. 1836, the treaties of Velasco were signed in Velasco, Texas. I wonder what they entailed. 1842, Illustrated London News, the world's first illustrated... there's the Lewis and Clark expedition.
There you go, yeah. It goes way up into the north.
Yeah. Well, the reison why it's split so weirdly
here... We talked about it once before. Say it again.
I think that was yesterday.
No, it was a while back.
Talk about what before?
The split in that trail.
Oh, we were coming back.
Oh, they went a different way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyway, this one here...
Did they get lost?
Well, no.
I'm kidding.
I mean, they as I said, they're scouting out areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That makes sense then.
Yep. The first edition of the Illustrated London News, the world's first illustrated weekly news magazine, was published. I accidentally said nudes. I'm like, Illustrated Nudes published. Oh, whoopsie. I just wanted to
put that in the thumbnail.
Whoops. But look at that. That's pretty cool.
That
looks like the Civil War right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some volcano. Look at all these. That's awesome. 1853, land surveyor, newspaper publisher, and inventor Gail Borden patented his process for condensed milk.
Oh, no
look
kidding.
At that. Like powdered milk or condensed... What's...
condensed milk is in a can.
Yeah, right here.
Powdered, or you can add condensed milk, yeah.
Yeah, Gail Borden, Eagle brand.
Although that's generally powdered milk.
Yeah.
But it's all
does that look yummy? Ugh.
Looks like right where your ice cream should go.
That looks like...
yuck.
It looks like tapioca pudding, but too much tapioca.
Yeah.
Like, it just thick. Yeah. 1861, the Condensed meteorite, a 859-gram chondrite-type meteorite, struck to Earth near Barcelona, Spain. 1 year after that, Adolphe Nicole of Switzerland patented chronograph.
What?
Chronograph. I'm going to look that up here really quick.
Is that for cronies?
I don't know. This here is some kind of...
a chronograph?
That's a chronograph.
Stopwatch.
Maybe the true beginning... what is this here? Oh, this is a little PowerPoint presentation. Chronograph. Let me just look this up here really quick. A chronograph is a type of watch which is a stopwatch combined with a standard watch. A basic chronograph has hour and minute hands on the main dial to tell time, a small seconds hand to tell that the watch is running, and a seconds hand on the main dial accompanied by a minute sub-dial for the stopwatch.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well that's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never heard that word before.
Neither have I. 1868, Japanese-Motion War, end of the Battle of Utsunomiya Castle. Former shogunate forces withdrew northward to Aizu by the way of Nikko. So that was the end of the Tokugawa shogunate. So pretty big right there.
Sounds like not the end of the shoguns, maybe, but...
Well, no, not the shoguns, but this specific shogunate.
Yeah.
Like,
but that could be the beginning of the end for shoguns. I don't know.
Probably. No,
I don't know.
Well, no, like, how do I explain this? There's shoguns, and then there's different shogunates.
Okay.
Like shoguns wasn't one unified group. They were just a group of people, and I don't know how to explain it that well.
Well, a shogun was dominant in his territory.
Yes, but there's multiple shoguns.
Yes,
in their own
maybe.
territory.
Yeah.
So this is just one of those little
Yes.
territories.
Okay.
So
But I'm just saying maybe it's the beginning of the end of the shoguns. Period.
maybe.
They rule. I mean, they rule for thousands of years, right?
Yeah. I think that's though the Meiji Restoration. Anyway, 1870, the first game of rugby in New Zealand was played in Nelson between Nelson College and the Nelson Rugby Football Club. All right.
Your grandfather played rugby.
Yeah.
Played rugby. Can't
Well,
talk.
at least he didn't play cricket.
No.
1874, first admission charge at a football game. Harvard defeated University of McGill, Montreal, 3-0. So, yeah. First admission. 1878, Vaseline was granted a patent, U.S. patent 127,568. So, you know, this might not be news, but it's close to it. 1878, the last witchcraft trial held in the U.S. began in Salem, Massachusetts.
Salem. There we
Yep.
go.
After Lucretia Brown, an adherent of Christian Science, accused Daniel Spalding of attempting to harm her through his mental powers. So she sounds like a New Age feminist. Oh my God, he's thinking about me. He's undressing me with his eyes. It's rape. Ah, me too, me too. 1879, the first group of 463 Indian indentured laborers arrived in Fiji aboard the Leonidas. That's terrible. 1884, anti-monopoly party formed in the U.S. We need that. A lot more now. 1889, the National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children, the NSPCC, was launched in London, England, led by Benjamin Waugh. We spoke about that, not that one specifically, but the first one of these started in New York. We covered that like a week or so ago. No. 1894, a fire in the Boston bleachers spreaded to 170 adjoining buildings. Yikes.
Ooh.
That's not good. 1896, lowest U.S. temperature in May recorded at negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 23 degrees Celsius at Climax, Ohio. I don't think anybody would be doing much of that when those temperatures. What is with my humor today?
Colorado only has 1 month out of the year that has never gotten snow.
August?
July, I believe.
Oh. Huh. Alright. 1897, Great Britain signed treaty with Ethiopian Emperor Menelik II, settling border issues with British Somaliland. Alright. Also, we have the oldest continuously operating movie theater in the world, the State Theater, first opened in Washington, Iowa, according to Guinness World Records.
You're
Alright.
telling me it's still running today? That's only 1897.
Apparently, oldest continuously operating movie theater, actually right here. So this looks like a modern picture.
Modern sign, anyways.
Yeah. So here it is.
That looks phony.
Well, I mean, it looks very clean.
You look like a painting more than a painting.
Well, I'll look it up because there's multiple images. Like, I mean, here's the inside. Looks like. I mean, it's still around.
Okay.
Like, there it is. You know, in old black and white.
Yeah, that looks better.
Same facade. So, yeah, it's
With
real.
it boarded up front.
Boarded up front.
No.
Where?
Right where you're pointing, it's not.
No, those are the doors.
I know. It just looked boarded up.
Yeah.
Huh, maybe it's not.
1900, opening of World Amateur Championship at the Paris Exposition Universelle, also known as Olympic Games. So before they gave it like an official name. 1906, flagpole at the White Sox ballpark broke during a pennant raising. That doesn't sound good.
Not good at all.
We also have Sweden adopted universal suffrage for elections to its lower house and proportional representation for both houses in 1907. Excellent. 1 year after that, we have the first passenger flight in an airplane. So passenger flying now.
1908. Wow.
Must not have. You know what? I'm gonna look that up to see if there's an image because I don't know why I even didn't bother leaving any comments or anything there, because this would have been a cool. I guess the passengers in the passenger seat, like that's
I don't know.
like a car or something. That's weird. Like trying to find where it would show it. I guess so. Like that's the pilot, and then there's a seat next to him. So I guess that would be the first passenger flight. Just one guy. Pilot and a guy.
Well, you're not going to take you, maybe the next city, or whatever. Go over to your cornfield They're not going to go a long trip.
Very true. 1910, Canada authorized issuing of silver dollar coins. All right. 1913, Washington Senator Walter Johnson ended MLB record scoreless streak at 56 innings.
Ooh.
Yeah. 1913 as well, Governor of New York William Sulzer approved the charter for the Rockefeller Foundations, which began operation with a $100 million donation from John D. Rockefeller.
1913.
I was just going to say that. $100 million in 1913. Some people just have way too much money. I mean, like, how much is enough? And as a former friend of mine, once said, did they make all the money? No. Well, then there's still money to be made. 2026. So let's see how much $100 million will be from 1913 to 2026. Before I read it, do you want to take a guesstimation?
Oh, I'm going to say 1913.
Yep. So
under $1 billion. So let's say 850 to 900.
Okay. Let's see here. $3 billion.
Oh!
363
oh, man.
$838,383.84.
I gave the dollar way too much credit.
Yeah, you're wrong to the power of 3.
Yeah.
You're wrong cubed.
Wow.
Yikes. 1914, Chicago, Jim Scott no-hit Cleveland, giving up 2 hits in 10th and lost 1-0. Wow. What a terrible way to lose. 1918, Sunday baseball was made legal in Washington, D.C. They had to legalize it and all that stuff because, church and all that,
Yeah, you didn't do anything on Sunday.
1918, Cape Town Mayor Sir Harry Hands inaugurated a 2-minute silence. What a weird name.
Harry
Hands.
Harry Hands.
Harry Hands.
Not Harriet.
Sir Harriet? This is getting weirder. What the hell? 1919, Pope Benedictus XV published encyclical In Hoc Tenta. I'm going to look that up here really quick.
I want to know who Harry Hand's parents were. Are you going to settle him with that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I don't know what's worse. Like, because I had a friend in high school named Justin Case.
Yeah.
Like, we called him JC. Yeah. Like, so... it's kind of probably not a good idea to put him on blast like that, but I mean, like, how else am I going to explain how ridiculous his name was without saying it? I can't just say, oh, we named him JC. I can't say why, but it's weird. Well, then you don't get my point.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. Encyclical In Hoc Tenta. Okay, here we go. So what does this cover? Surrounding, this is my constant daily care, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I'll just add this in the underbar section. Encyclical In Hoc Tenta, or whatever. If anybody wants to read up on this, let us know your findings in the comments section. Become part of the show. Don't just watch it. Not just for your own information and for ours, but for anybody else who might, be watching this and reading in the comments as well. 1920, Giants informed the Yankees that the lease allowing them to play in the Polo Grounds will not be renewed at the end of the 1920 season. So, wow. Well, then again, Giants and Yankees, they're rivals, weren't they? Or, in the very least, you don't want. I mean, even if they weren't, you don't want somebody else mooching in your home.
But that was the Giants, right?
Giants informed Yankees, so Yankees had to go get their own stadium.
Yeah. Because I just remember the Giants being in the Polo Ground. That's what's confusing me. But apparently they used the same stadium, and then they said out. Of course, then they built Yankee Stadium.
Yep. 21. Florence Allen was the first female judge to sentence a man to death in Ohio. Ooh, that's a big one. I mean, it doesn't sound big, but still, I mean, even today, like if a man sentences a woman to death, there'll be riots in the streets. So.
I wonder if a woman was ever sentenced to death.
Oh, of course.
By that date.
Well, by this date, I'm not sure.
That's what I was.
I mean, we can find out, but that requires some sleuthing.
Yeah.
So, 21 as well. Now, this is no longer on either source. Mussolini's fascists obtained 29 parliamentary seats in Italian elections.
The beginning of the end.
Yep. 27, the University of Chicago's local college organization, Phi Sigma, became incorporated under Illinois law as Eta Sigma Phi, the National Honorary Classical Fraternity. I don't have a clue what the heck that means, but that sounds important. 1930, U.S. Congress designated Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico a national park.
Oh.
Awesome. 31, Adlin shootings. 5 people were killed in Adlin, Sweden, as soldiers opened fire on an unarmed trade union demonstration. Wow. It says here, 5 unarmed civilians were killed in the Adlin shootings as the Swedish military was called in to deal with protesting workers. But they were unarmed. That's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if the fastest way, like, if you're a tyrannical government, the fastest way to prove your opposition right is to start killing them. 1932, We Want Beer parade in New York.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
This has got to be during
Prohibition.
Prohibition.
Yeah, Prohibition was in the, Prohibition was in the Roaring 20s.
The Roaring 20s were first.
No, because the 30s were the Great Depression. When was Prohibition? 1920 to 33.
Okay.
So we both were right.
Well, this is
32.
This is still going. So
Yes.
Yeah, We Want Beer. This is during Prohibition.
Yeah, but you said Prohibition wasn't in the 20s. It started in 1920.
Yeah.
So we both were right.
Right.
But we both were right and wrong at the same time. It's weird. Okay, so it's Prohibition. This is the tail end and everything. Now, what's funny is, like, obviously, I wanted this to be an image in the thumbnail, so I was looking, and the first thing was this. And I'm like, wait a minute. You just have 4 people with one banner, and then there's not a whole, so it doesn't look like it's a whole lot of hoopla,
No.
Like, that's the first image I found, and I'm like, okay, well, how about this one? There's a lot of people, but there's just one sign.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking around. Okay,
One sign you can read.
There's more signs. But here, this is the one that's in the thumbnail. Like, I want a lot of signs.
There you go. That kind of.
Or one big sign. We want beer. I've been thinking about going and getting beer for tonight, but we'll see. 35, LA's Griffith Planetarium opened, the 3rd in the U.S. We've been there.
Yeah.
And it's right here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. That's the one in GTA San Andreas. I'm not sure if it's in San Andreas, but I know it's in GTA 5.
What's that mean?
Grand Theft Auto. It's a video game.
Oh.
35 as well. A plebiscite in the Philippines ratified independence agreement. So the Constitution of the Philippines was ratified by popular vote. 3 years later, The Adventures of Robin Hood in 1938, directed by Michael Curtis and William Knightley, and starring Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland, premiered.
Big names. Big, huge movie stars.
Ah, okay. 38, England soccer team defeated Nazi Germany 6-3. Nice. We defeated them on the field, and then we defeated them on the field again. 39 as well, Lina Medina of Peru became the world's youngest confirmed mother in medical history at the age of 5. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. Horrifying. Yeah.
Where is that? Oh, there it is.
Peru. Oh, right here. Yeah. That's horrifying.
Jeez.
Yeah. 1940, Boston Red Sox Jimmy Fox HR home run went over the left field roof of Condensed Park in Chicago. It's out of there. We also have British local defense volunteers, an armed citizen militia designed to support the British Army during the Second World War, was later renamed the Home Guard. Okay. 40 as well, Nazis bombed Rotterdam, leaving between 600 and 900 dead, and the Netherlands surrendered to Germany. Other source says during World War II, Rotterdam, Netherlands was bombed by the Luftwaffe of the Nazi Germany despite a ceasefire, killing about 900 people and destroyed the historic city center. Wow, during a ceasefire. Then again, they're Nazis, so... 41, 3,600 Parisian Jews were arrested. We have the first massive German raid in Paris. French police arrested more than 3,600 Jews. 42, U.S. Women's Auxiliary Corps, the WAC, formed.
Oh,
and that sounds whack. Yeah. No, that's pretty cool, though. 1943, Australian hospital ship Centaur sunk off the coast of Queensland after being struck by a torpedo fired by a Japanese submarine. 268 out of 332 medical personnel and civilian crew aboard died. Now, those Japanese, they actually looked for people wearing the medical stuff and shot them first. They were ruthless. They were disgusting, like inhuman monsters. I mean, like they kill their own kind. They view other Asians, as lessers. Like it's the xenophobia in some countries is just madness. 44, 91 German bombers harassed Bristol. That's an interesting thing. Did they not bomb it or something? They just flew around. Oh, we're harassing. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. Like.
Let's do the Bristol Stomp.
Yeah.
You ever heard that song?
Nope. Do you want to tell me about it? Or?
Well, just an old rock and roll song from back in the 50s.
I'm going to look this up here. Bristol Stomp. Have you ever heard of the Melbourne Shuffle?
No.
That's a dance. So, I'm going to save that for later. So I'm moving that over there.
It's not that big a deal, but
Yeah. Well, I'd like to listen to it. I like getting cultured, So, 1944, General Rommel, Speidel, and von Steupenel attempted to assassinate Hitler. Yikes.
Didn't work.
No, unfortunately not. 1945, kamikaze. No, what? There. Wait a minute. It's not here anymore. They got rid of it. Huh. Because this is not, I do my extreme due diligence. This is not from another source. I got this from our primary source last night.
I get that. Yeah.
It's not in here anymore.
They yanked it.
I mean, unless this is the incorrect date, but I'm seeing too much movement of things. I think that they're actively trying to alter and erase history. This is getting weird. 1945, the Kamikaze Zero struck the U.S. aircraft carrier Enterprise.
Yeah, the kamikaze thing was a real problem at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't know how to react.
Yeah. 45, physician Joseph G. Hamilton injected a misdiagnosed cancer patient, Albert Stevens, Cal-1, with 131 kBq, or 3.55 UCI, of plutonium without his knowledge.
Oh.
Stephen lived another 20 years, surviving the highest known accumulated radiation dose as any human.
Jeez.
Wow.
He lived.
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah. So, 45 as well, U.S. offensive on Okinawa. Sugarloaf was conquered. I'm sure it wasn't sweet, though. So,
No.
do you know about Sugarloaf?
Just the name of it, and it was a battle.
I never heard of it.
Oh, no.
No.
I have.
Okay. Do you want to tell any more? Or
No, it's just I've heard of it. I can't tell you a whole bunch about it.
Okay. 1946, Loons.
Offensive on Okinawa. That's what I can tell you. What that says.
True. Loons time.
Here we go.
1946. Yeah. This time it's not a cricket. It's not a cricket article this time. Paul Hinneman's Requiem for Those We Love premiered. And 1948, David Ben-Gurion declared Israel independent from British administration. Golda Meir, one of the signatories. We have Golda Meir and Meyerson was one of the signatories of Israel's independence declaration. Israel declared independence from British administration, and I'm reading all these from multiple sources and edits of said sources. Israel was declared to be an independent state, and a provisional government was established. Immediately after this declaration, it was attacked by the neighboring Arab states, triggering the 1948 Arab-Israeli War.
Golda Meir ended up becoming their what do they call it? Prime Minister or
I think so.
Whatever the top dog is.
I think that it's Prime Minister.
Yeah, she was one tough lady.
Hold on a second. Golda Meir. Let's see. David Ben-Gurion. Let's see here.
Well, he's the one that was
Balfour Declaration.
the first founder, David Ben-Gurion, and then I think Golda Meir took over after him.
I just want to read this. In 1917, the British Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour had issued the Balfour Declaration, which stated that the British government's official position was in support of Zionism, the movement to establish a Jewish homeland. Wow, more of that.
We have talked about that before.
Yeah, well, no, I keep reading that up.
Act.
Yeah, Balfour Declaration. Well, no, because Israel, the existence of Israel is highly, when it was first going, they were using the Holocaust as a validation, but nobody understood that they had been pushing this since 1917. It was just a scapegoat. And, I have a feeling that, maybe the powers that be allowed it to happen in order to push this. conspiracies. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. 1948, Israeli radio station Kol Yisrael's first broadcast. Jordan's Arab League captured Atarat north of Jerusalem. The U.S. granted Israel de facto recognition while ignoring Palestine. 49, U.S. President Harry Truman signed a bill establishing a rocket test range at Cape Canaveral in Florida. 1950, Pitt's Johnny Depp, Pittsburgh, or Johnny Hopp went 6 for 6, including 2 home runs. That sounds impressive.
Yeah.
1951, trains ran on the Italian Railway in Wales for the first time since preservation, making it the first railway in the world to be operated by volunteers.
Oh.
That's epic. 1953, approximately 7,100 brewery workers in Milwaukee performed a walkout, marking the start of the 1953 Milwaukee brewery strike. 365 days later, Belgium shortens military conscription from 20 to 18 months. All right. 55, U.S. performed nuclear test at Pacific Ocean. Well,
What?
they performed a nuclear test at the Pacific Ocean. Well, considering that the Pacific Ocean is the largest body of water on the entire world, can they be more specific?
I hope it wasn't that island that they ended up cementing over and sealing off. They kicked all the,
Midway Atoll?
I don't know the name.
Oh, no, not Midway Atoll. Bikini Atoll.
Okay,
Oh.
You know the name of it?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Kicked all the
natives off.
natives
Yeah.
off. Wow.
Yeah.
They lost their homes.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
hope that's not what they're talking about, but that may have been around that
Well,
time.
the Bikini Atoll is in the Pacific Ocean,
Yeah,
but like
I know.
there's also Christmas Island, which I think might actually be in the Atlantic. But no, there was all sorts of islands everywhere, and Bikini Atoll is just one of many. But yeah, Bikini Atoll, or I think that's the area where there were natives, and they removed them.
Moved
so-
them and did testing and then cemented the whole damn thing over.
Yep. 1955, the Warsaw Pact was signed by the Soviet Union, Albania, Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, East Germany, Hungary, Poland, and Romania.
And what created the Warsaw Pact?
What was it? NATO. Thank you. Yeah. My brain wanted to say United Nations, but I know it was wrong.
Well, you're rolling so many facts here.
Yeah.
We'll give you some slack.
Thank you. 1960, USSR launched the first unmanned space capsule.
Yeah.
So the first space capsule, though it was unmanned. So 1961, a bus with the first group of
Sputnik, right?
no,
Yeah.
that was no. That's satellite. Space capsule is for people.
Oh,
It's an unmanned, but there's a seat in it for somebody.
Yeah.
There's space inside of it. Satellite.
Yeah, Sputnik was
Sputnik
a
a satellite. Yeah. Wasn't Sputnik in like 51 or something?
Not that early. I'd say 56, 55, 56.
I'm going to say 51.
56.
When was Sputnik?
Launched.
Sputnik launched 57. You're right. 57, 56. October 4th to be precise. What else do we got here? That's the Bristol Stomp. Okay, we're not there. Whoops. Okay.
I recognize that.
Yep. The bus with the first group of Freedom Riders bombed and burned in Alabama. And from the other source, this gives a bit more information. During the Civil Rights Movement, a white mob twice attacked Freedom Riders' bus near Anniston, Alabama, before firebombing the bus and attacking the civil rights protesters who fled the burning vehicle. What the hell? That's horrible. 62, ex-president of Yugoslavia, Milovan Djindjic, was sentenced to 5 years in jail. Why? Oh, he's a writer. So maybe,
no wonder.
Maybe he was
Didn't like what he was writing.
maybe, yeah, because it says politician and writer. So, yeah. 63, Kuwait was the 111th member of the United Nations. All right. 66, first reported monitoring of pirate radio station WBBH in New Jersey. Never heard of that, but I never came across an article talking about, the first reported monitoring of a pirate radio station.
Yeah.
So
They weren't licensed or anything. They were
yeah.
playing it.
Yeah. 67, New York Yankee Mickey Mantle hit his career 500th home run off Baltimore Orioles Stu Miller. 68, the Beatles announced formation of Apple Corp. Of corporation. So
Of course, yeah.
yeah, Corp. So Apple Corp. Read more Apple Corp. 1968, RAF leader Andreas Bader sentenced to 3 years in West Berlin. Why? Wasn't West Berlin the good place?
Yeah.
And
That
he's
was our portion.
RAF, Royal Air Force. So what are we doing arresting, unless he was defecting? That's weird.
What is the RAF?
Oh wait, no, it's not. Oh, wrong RAF. Okay.
Red Army. Okay.
I thought I was talking about the Royal Air Force. That's the
That'd
different.
be British.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Why the fuck are they arresting a British airman in West Germany?
Yeah.
Or Berlin? But no, Red Army faction. That's a terrorist organization, a different RAF. So, kind of like how I confuse NWA, from the wrestling to the, the blacks with attitude, So, 69, abortion and contraception legalized in Canada. Okay. We also have the last Chevrolet Corvair built.
Oh, not too soon.
Okay, so that is the shit car. Let's see what it looks like.
What's his name? Wrote a deal on exploding from rear-end collusion, and that killed it.
Did it though? Like, was it bad or was it just
bad? Bad.
It was a bad car.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it just killed the sales of it. What's his name? I can't even remember his name. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Well, let's see here. Chevrolet Corvair. What was it? Article?
Yeah.
Chevrolet Corvair.
Rear-end fires.
Rear-end fires. Corvair fires. Corvair forum. Oh, this is just. That's something else.
It's not going to tell us the guy's name.
Yeah, this is good. Could it require death traps on wheels? Would this be? That's not even. That's the thing or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
There's another bad one right there.
Okay. Anyway, we gotta move on up here. 1970. Harry Blackmun, at the age of 61, nominated by Richard Nixon, earned seat on U.S. Supreme Court after confirmation by U.S. Senate, 94 to none, serving until 1994. That's long serving.
Yeah.
70s. Well, militant leftist Red Army faction leader Andreas Bader was freed from prison after serving 2 years in West Berlin. Okay, so that's the same guy we just spoke about. So he served 2 years to the day.
Yeah.
So Andreas Bader was freed from custody by Ulrich Meinhof, Gudrun Ensslin, and others, a pivotal moment in the formation of the Red Army faction. 72, a 13-year-old Catholic girl was shot dead by loyalist paramilitaries in Ballymurphy, Belfast. Well, the troubles. If Britain just stops with their iron grip, of their colonialism of Ireland and Scotland, then that'll stop. 1972, when Willie Mays' first game as New York Met, his homer defeated San Francisco Giants 5-4, his former home team of over 20 years, at Shea Stadium, New York. Traitor! Wow. Well, that must have pissed them off greatly.
That he home run? I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the reason why he left. I don't think they had free agents. In 72, they may have had it.
I don't know.
But.
And here's one just for you. 1973, gold hit a record $102.50 an ounce in London.
I remember gold hitting $100. Holy crap!
Yeah, now it's what, 5,000 or something ridiculous?
Actually, it's 64, 6500.
Wow, I was overballing. I thought it was actually 4.
I'm sorry. It hit 6 at one time.
Okay.
Now it's about 46.
That's still pretty high there.
Yeah.
1973, Skylab, the first U.S. space station, was launched. So awesome. Good old Skylab. 1974, Underground America Day was first observed to honor the 6,000 stadians that make their homes in the earth. So people who dig, like they live in underground dwellings. Not really tunnels.
Yeah, underground houses.
Yeah. There's a whole thing, somewhere in the Australian outback, there's a whole community that they all live underground and all that stuff. So, 1975, French press reported a massive deportation from Cambodia. Wonder where they're going. 75, U.S. forces raid Cambodian island of Koh Tang to free my guys' ship. Well, that's interesting. 2 Cambodia articles. Yeah. Not related at all in the same year.
Same year.
That's wild. 76, Lowell Thomas ended 46 years as radio network reporter.
Lowell Thomas.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of Lowell and everything, or a name that sounds like that, Thomas Sowell. You remember I was telling you about his education? I watch him every now and then, all that stuff under the video. He spoke about Thomas Sowell. He called him Sowell or something, and I'm like, his name is Sowell.
Actually, he pronounces it Soul.
Thomas Sowell. Okay.
Yeah, so he's correct. If you read it, it looks like Sowell.
Yeah.
But he actually,
Yeah.
Thomas Sowell pronounces it Thomas.
So I guess you're only reading it so well.
Not so well.
Huh. It's all in the soul, though.
Well.
Anyway. But yeah, no, Tyler Zed, mentioned him and everything. Like people are waking up.
That's your guy, right? Tyler Zed.
One of the guys I watch.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. 77, I haven't seen Deve in a while. Actually, I gotta remember that. Bristol Stomp, Deve. I'm gonna look him up later on to see if he's still doing stuff. 77, a Stanley Cup final, Boston Gardens in Boston, Massachusetts. Jacques Lemieux scored twice as Montreal Canadiens edged Boston Bruins 2-1 in overtime for a 4-game sweep and back-to-back titles. They got trumped. 78, first round of the presidential elections in Opera Volta. Pretty cool. 79, Kids Are All Right, rockumentary film featuring The Who, premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. 1980, Bucky Dent hit an inside park home run. Royals walk 14 Yanks, including 5 with bases loaded. Yanks win 16-3. Did they just throw the game or something? What the hell? That's horrible. 1980, we got that one. The Department of Health and Human Services began Operation Afuela, Afuela, Afuela. 1982, Guinea adopted the Constitution. 1983, hold on a second. Where is it? She Blinded Me with Science by Thomas Dolby hit number 5. Have you heard this song?
No.
You haven't?
No.
You never heard this one?
No.
Trying to get to the She Blinded Me with Science part. Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna post this link in the underbar section. She blinded me with science. You haven't heard that song?
No.
Wow.
Well, a lot of music I haven't heard in recent years.
Yeah, but this is from like 1983.
That's when I didn't listen to much music anymore.
1986, Netherlands Institute for War Documentation published Anne Frank's complete diary.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a quandary. I would love to read that book as a historian and as someone who really sympathizes with atrocities to anybody. It doesn't matter who.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's her diary.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah, true.
And that's a real catch-22. Like what do you do?
Unless it was her wishes for it to be published, if at all possible, someday.
Well, that is something that I should look into. But then again, she was hiding out. And, I don't think, because she did die in a camp. Unfortunately, she was, found. Her and her family.
Oh, really? No, I didn't know that.
No, they were found, and she did die in one of the camps. So I don't think they would have given her any. If you find my diary, publish it.
No,
no.
So. And who thinks of that ahead?
Yeah. Well, and she was also 16 or something. She was a girl.
I don't know how she was. I know she was young.
Well, let's see here. 15.
Wow.
Yeah. She died of typhus in a German concentration camp. That was terrible. Anyway, what else do we got here? 1986, Pride of Baltimore. The Pride of Baltimore was lost at sea. Whoops. 86 as well. Reggie Jackson hit his 537th home run, passing Mickey Mantle to 6th place. Nice. 87, Ayo's time.
Hey.
Little Shop
God.
of Horrors was released in Germany, so it was already out, I think.
Here?
Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, Germany.
Should have been released here first, you would think.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm gonna look that up. When was Little Shop of Horrors released? 86 film. So 1 year prior. Yeah. All right. We also have the Colt Revolver, the Peacemaker of 1873. So a gun, not just just a random gun from 1873.
Right.
So that's 104 years old right there by then. 1873 to 1987.
Yeah.
Well, that's even more than that.
Almost over 100 years.
It's 113 or 114 years. Sold for $242,000. Well, that would make that price make sense then.
Probably be worth $1 million today.
Yeah. 1988, Carl London bus collision. A drunk driver going the wrong way on Interstate 71 near Carlton, Kentucky, United States, hit a converted school bus carrying a church youth group. The crash and ensuing fire killed 27. Yikes.
Ooh.
Horrible. 88, Jose Oquendo was the first non-pitcher in 20 years to get a decision in a baseball game as he and the St. Louis Cardinals lost to the Braves 7-5 in 19 innings.
So he got a decision, but it was a losing decision.
That's
so
unfortunate.
they brought him in. I guess they were running short on pitchers, so they just stuck Joe Blow in there.
I guess so. 1 year later, we have the first Tour de Trump bicycle race was ran in Atlanta. So is that like is
Tour de Trump?
Is Donald Trump behind that? Like, what the hell? Like, that's weird. Tour du Pont now. Tour du Trump. Huh. I guess it was initially called the Tour de Trump in the first 2 years. Okay.
Sounds like it's something he ginned up.
Maybe. Because it was the Tour de Trump from 89 to 90, then the Tour du Pont from 91 to 96.
Okay,
so it doesn't exist anymore.
He may have established. He did all kinds of weirdo stuff like that.
So. 1989, the final TV episode of Family Ties aired on NBC with a 36 million audience.
Ooh.
All right. We also have a demonstration for democratic reforms in Beijing's Tiananmen Square. We're getting close to Tank Man. So remember, it was at some point this month. We looked it up a couple weeks ago before you left.
Ah, okay.
So, 89 as well, Minnesota Twin Kirby Puckett became the first player to hit 6 doubles across 2 consecutive games since St. Louis Cardinal Red Sean de Saints in 1948. And that's a heck of a name there. So, this weird name. So, awesome. I finally got my numbers.
Yeah.
You know? So. 1991, Winnie Mandela was sentenced to 6 years and was freed pending appeal for complicity in the kidnapping and beheading or beating of 4 youths, one of whom died. Whoa. Wow.
That sounds like a trumped up deal.
Yep. We also have the world's largest burrito was created at 1,126 pounds.
Oh, man.
I want some.
No kidding.
Let's see. Ooh, look at that.
Look at that thing.
This one here. Oh, that looks so good, man. Yum. Like, and then this is, I guess, like, now the largest burrito. Like, they just have it as a continuous thing. Remember that, like, the longest sausage, but it was like a very thin.
Yeah.
You know. So, I mean,
that's the burrito.
No. Like, I think this might be it right here.
Yeah.
This 1,126 pounds.
Yeah.
So that looks like but this was 91.
Yeah.
I was looking at this one because this could have been like since then, and then they just made it, super long to make it heavy and the largest burrito, the longest burrito. I don't know. What's the difference between the largest and the longest?
Well, this one doesn't say anything other than it said the biggest, right?
Yeah, the largest burrito.
Largest burrito.
Yeah. I mean, if
That's
it's
up for debate.
I mean, if it's by weight, then the longest could be the largest, but the largest might also not be the longest.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you differentiate? Anyway, 93, the 1,000th episode of the Arsenio Hall Show aired, featuring a retrospective. Okay. I don't know why I was having a hard time reading that. 94, Dave Winfield passed Frank Robinson for 12th on RBI list with 1,617.
Yeah.
95, at 43 years and 162 days, Manchester City goalkeeper John Burange became the oldest player to appear in an EPL match in a 3-2 home defeat to the Queen's Park Rangers. That's pretty up there. 95, the Dalai Lama proclaimed 6-year-old Genhun Shoiki Nyingma the 11th reincarnation of Paxian Lama, Tibet's second most senior spiritual leader. Dang. 97, baseball's executive council suspended New York Yankees owner George Steinbrenner for his suing other team owners.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's probably the very face he made. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm suspended? 98, Seinfeld's final 2-part episode, the finale, aired on NBC TV to 76.3 million viewers, with commercials priced at $2 million for 30 seconds. Wow. 2002, Laureus World Sports Awards, Grimaldi for Monaco, sportsman Michael Schumacher, sportswoman Jennifer Capriati, the team, and I bet you're wondering why I'm even talking about this, the Australian men's national cricket team! Hey!
No. No!
I never thought I'd ever be a fan of cricket, but just because it bothers you so much, I've become one. You did this to me, and you did this to yourself, you know, through a proxy.
They don't speak English, they just put words together.
In 2002 as well, 10 members of the Darwin-based Network Against Prohibition invaded the Legislative Assembly of the Northern Territory of Australia. This is no longer on either source. Still, this event might have not happened on this time, or the system might be trying to erase it for whatever reason. 2005, former USS America, CV-66, a decommissioned supercarrier of the U.S. Navy, was deliberately sunk in the Atlantic Ocean after 4 weeks of live-fire exercises, the largest ship ever to be disposed of as a target in a military exercise. And then it's now a coral reef, so that's pretty cool. Pope Benedict XVI observed his final beatification, or his first beatification, elevating Blessed Mary Ann of Malachy on the road to canonization into sainthood. Awesome. 2008, Battle at Piccadilly Gardens in Manchester City Centre between Zenit supporters and Ranger supporters and the Greater Manchester Police. 39 policemen and 1 police dog were injured, and 39 people were arrested. That's a sports thing. So, 2010, the 51,700-seat Aviva Stadium was officially opened on the site of the famous Old Lansdowne Road Stadium in Dublin by Irish Prime Minister Brian Cohen. You're checking for comments. No comments. All right. Moving on up to 2010, Space Shuttle Atlantis was launched on STS-132 mission to deliver the first shuttle-launched Russian ISS International Space Station component, Rassvet. This was originally slated to be the final launch of Atlantis before Congress approved STS-135. So, 2012, 1,500 Palestinian prisoners in Israeli prisons agreed to end mass hunger strikes. I wonder why. I mean, they're still prisoners. Wrongfully. So
Well, they must have settled something that they were protesting about.
I don't know.
Some concessions or something.
Probably were being threatened, with death or something. I don't know. 2012, Stanford University students developed a prototype bionic eye. That's pretty awesome, right there.
Yeah, electronic.
Yeah, bionic eye. Well, I mean, this allows blind people to see now. So it's
Yeah.
right here. Check that out. It's wild.
Man.
Yeah. You hook it up into the thing, and yeah.
Hook that into the brain or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, hold on a second. Let's see if I can find that video really quick.
I guess if everything's there to hook up right behind the eye, then you don't have to go searching. And the eye just doesn't work.
Let's see if I can.
There's Arnold.
Yeah, there is. I actually have a video. Let's see if I can find it really quick. Videos. Eye. There it is. I want to show this. This is an actual bionic eye. If this will load. Come on.
Nothing's loading right now.
There we go.
Oh.
So check that out.
Whoa.
That's a bionic eye. I need your boots, your clothes, and your motorcycle. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What else do we got here? Yada, yada, yada. 2013, Brazil became the 15th country to legalize same-sex marriage. Cool. 2016, Gabriel Medina became the first surfer ever to land the move backflip in competition.
What?
Okay, I gotta look this up. How do you backflip on a surfboard?
I've never heard of that. That's not surfing, that's hot dogging.
Well, I mean, what is surfing but hot dogging? Oh, well, there he is, right there. He's
okay.
He's doing
okay.
Well, he's not leaving the board.
I was visioning. No, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that before.
Oh, here we go. This says it's a video.
Yeah,
it's a little. See, we can slow it down.
Now I have a whole different thing. Yeah, here we go. Boom.
Look at that
Okay, there.
upside down with a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
And he's looking at the.
Well,
Right.
the first one to do it is amazing.
Yeah. 2018, Boulder City Council in Colorado voted to ban assault weapons. That's actually unconstitutional. Because when the Second Amendment was written, at the time, both civilians and the government had the same access to the same weapons. Now, I'm not advocating for people to have frickin' Agent Orange or a nuclear football, but the whole point of the Second Amendment and the whole point of the right to bear arms is to prevent our government from becoming oppressive. Well, if our government is making laws disallowing us to have weapons and then themselves having weapons so advanced that we might as well not have weapons, does that not defeat the entire purpose?
Yeah, in a way.
And we're going to be, and that's still a topic for IOYO. So,
but it defeats it to a point. But if you have said many times, power to the people. If the people arm, which they're totally allowed to, and fight back, they can't beat that. I don't care what kind of weapons they have.
yes, they can.
They maybe can kill 500,000 people, but that doesn't mean they're going to get everybody.
Well, they can just missile us. I mean, they can find us in rocks with that technology that they found the second pilot with. It is way unbalanced. No, I got your point, and I see, but with the technology, it's invalid. It doesn't matter. Like our government can very easily become tyrannical because there really is nothing stopping it now. I mean, that's probably why everything's gone to shit.
Had the capability for years to be tyrannical.
Well,
a lot of years.
Well, it's kind of been tyrannical, under the radar. But anyway, let's move on up here. In 2018, Chinese mountain climber and double amputee Yestyeyear reached the summit of Mount Everest.
Good grief.
Now, I've seen...
But did he have Sherpas?
Or supplemental oxygen.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Was he a mother?
No
Wait a minute.
Sherpas, no supplemental oxygen.
Now, see, here's the thing. I used to see inspirational pictures this double leg amputee climb Mount Everest. He's standing up there on the top with his amputee legs and everything. He's like, what's your excuse? And I'm like, you know what, that's a good point, yada yada. And then later on I saw what's your excuse? My legs get tired. Valid point. Now I'm on the other side. So my legs get tired. 2018, Indian politician Shashi Tharoor was charged by police with driving his wife to commit self-deletion. Horrifying. Successful memory transfer in snails achieved by scientists from University of California published in journal eNeuro. That's horrifying. In 2018, the United States moved its Israeli embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Trump did that.
Yep. We also have U.S. Supreme Court struck down federal law banning sports gambling in most states. Huh. Okay. 2019, huge protests closed schools in Kashmir after the struggle snuggle of a 3-year-old girl. Good Lord.
3 years old.
Yeah. 2019, San Francisco was the first city to vote a ban use of facial recognition. All right.
Good for San Francisco.
About time, yeah. Well, that's because they're all criminals and they're all, leftist psychopaths who like children the wrong way. So... 2019, Wikipedia confirmed China has banned all versions of its site. Okay, cool. Who cares?
All versions of what?
Wikipedia.
Oh.
So, 2020, former pandemic agency head Rick Bright testified to a U.S. House committee, quote, without better planning, 2020 could be the darkest winter in modern history, end quote. Just fear-mongering. And here's more fear-mongering. Global death toll from Kung Flu past 300,000 with 4.4 million confirmed infections. Lies. China in 2021, also known as West Taiwan, successfully landed Zhurong, the country's first Mars rover. 2022, 18-year-old gunman killed 10 people and wounded 3 at a Tops supermarket in East Buffalo, New York, in a racially motivated attack. How'd they know that? So... we also have an 18-year-old gunman in 2022. We already got that one. 2022, surrealist artist man-raised photograph Le Villon de Ingres sold for $12.14 million, making it the most expensive ever sold at auction.
12.4.
12.4. What did I say? 12.18? 14. Okay. 12.18. Sorry. I was trying to do two things at once. So this photograph sold for $12.4 million. It's
Great.
money laundering.
Great.
It's money laundering. 2022, U.S. recorded 1 millionth Kung Flu death, with the White House ordering flags to fly at half-mast through the weekend. Propaganda. We also have Octavia E. Butler received the first ever Infinity Award from the Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers Association, an award given to those who have died before they could be considered for a Grand Master Award. Huh. 2023, Cyclone Mocha made landfall on Rakhine Coast, Myanmar, near southern border of Bangladesh, with at least 400 killed. Second strongest storm on record in the North Indian Ocean. 2 articles left. 2023 Thai general election, military-backed government lost out to other parties, with the Move Forward party securing 36% of the vote. That sounds like obvious bullshit is obvious. The Move Forward party, really? You're gonna fall for that bullshit? No. And last but not least, 2024, Google unveiled new generative AI features at its annual conference, forcing users to view AI overviews at the top of the search results despite them being factually incorrect 60% of the time. Yeah, so they're just jamming it down our throats. Just stop using AI. Just stop. Anyway, that shall be the end of the show. Once again, please check the underbar in the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including not limited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion from 2 sources, so the past hour and 6 minutes, we went through all of that. Let's see here. For your dose of past events daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific time every day, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. Checking for comments. Nothing there. Nothing there. For all of you and all of us, I'm Alexander.
Golden Loon.
And you. Until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever it is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection.